So I'm going to get us started tonight with our bug watch. And this week we're featuring butterflies that you might be able to attract to your garden. So there's nothing prettier. I always look for the first butterfly of the season. There's nothing prettier than to find that butterfly flitting around in the flower garden. If you're like me, you often wonder what types you are seeing, or if you're afraid to squish the caterpillars you find eating your plants because you don't know who it's going to grow up to be. The first thing to note is that all butterflies have the same life cycle called a complete metamorphosis. So they all start as an egg and turn into a larva or caterpillar, and that's the feeding stage, which may have several stages of development unto itself. Then they form a pupa, the transition stage. The pupa is also called a chrysalis and is where the caterpillar seemingly magically changes from larva to butterfly. It can last anywhere from a few weeks to a month or even longer. Then the adult butterfly emerges, and the adult's main job is to mate and lay eggs. Now, most adult butterflies live only 1 or 2 weeks, but some species hibernate during the winter and may live several months. So butterflies have a long tongue called a proboscis, which they can curl and uncurl to drink through like a straw to drink sweet nectar from flowers. And while nectar is a staple in the butterfly's diet, there are some nutritional aspects missing from nectar. So salt and other minerals can be obtained from standing water. So that's why you often see the butterflies on puddles or on the sandy shores of streams or creeks. They also love rotting fruit because they can actually get all of their nutrients at once from rotting fruit. While the adult butterflies enjoy the buffet of our entire garden, the larvae require a host plant. And that's the plant specific to the species of butterfly that the adults will lay their eggs on and the larva will feed on. So while having a great nectar and water source is key to drawing butterflies into your garden, having the host plants there is key to getting them to stay in your garden. So some examples of host plants are milkweed, violets, goldenrod, native trees, and with especially oaks leading the way, hosting over 500 species of butterflies. So as we go through, here's just some common butterflies you may see in your garden. So we have the eastern tiger swallowtail and its larva, and then the black tiger swallowtail. There's a lot of different types of swallowtails we can see, but these are the two I've seen most commonly in my garden. And I actually have about 18 black swallowtail caterpillars right now on my fennel that we're trying to keep the birds off of to let them go to turn into butterflies. And then we have everybody's favorite, the monarch. I find that monarchs come to my garden late. We always think that we missed them. And then suddenly in August or the beginning of September, we're seeing lots of caterpillars and we're seeing lots of chrysalises. And then the viceroy is the false monarch. So you can look at the two pictures and see how they are slightly different. And they have different host plants. So the monarch is the one that you need the milkweed to draw the monarch in. And then we have everybody's favorite, the cabbage white, which is such a beautiful little butterfly. And then its caterpillars will decimate your brassicas. My kids go through and pick the caterpillars off and drop them in soapy water because those are ones I will not let turn back into adults. And then we have a painted lady, which is really, really pretty. And I often see that on my echinacea. The buckeye. I don't see a lot of those in my garden, but they are common to the area. The spotted skipper, which I see the adults all the time, but I've actually never seen the caterpillar. And now I'm going to be looking for it after seeing that picture. And then last but not least, we have the painted lady. So if you're curious how to attract butterflies to your garden, there's a fantastic resource about host plants for native butterflies linked here, and I will put that in the chat box for you. So.